Hey, Lina, it's Mrs. Daniel. I got the emails from you and your mom, and I think I have an understanding of what you need a little more assistance with. Your mom sent me an example, and it started with 2 3/5. And she said you were having a hard time understanding how to make this mixed number into a decimal value. Oops, I can see there's an email, so we'll get to that later. Okay, so just to help you with this little guy right here, it's probably a lot easier than you're making it. If you can take just the fraction part and turn it into a decimal, then you can do the whole thing. So this is what I mean. If we start with just the 3/5, okay, 3/5 is really like having the whole number 0 in front of it and having 0 and 3/5. And so in the other video that your mom said you had watched, we took this and we said we're going to do 3 and we're going to divide it by 5. Okay. And so then we added our decimal points and we added our 0. And then we asked ourselves, can 5 go into 3? And it can't. But 5 can go into 36 times. And that made 30. And I had no remainder. So I was done with my division. And what I have is this decimal 6, okay? Now, what that really is it's that original 0 here, okay? That's this guy right here, 0 and 6/10. This 0 is the same thing as this 0 right here. So when we end up with something like 2 3/5, well, the process is still going to be the same here when you take 3 and divide it by 5. And we've already divided it a couple times, so you know already that you're going to get decimal 6. Okay? Over here, instead of putting that 0 and then and 6/10, the 0 right here, I'm going to take my eraser and I'm going to move it. And what we do is we place the whole number that's in front of the fraction. And that's how we make it into our mixed number. So now it's going to read 2 3/5, okay, is the same thing as 2 6/10. All right, so I'm going to do another example. Okay, I'm going to erase this one. Give me a minute to erase it, and then we'll practice again. I have to erase all my pretty shapes here. Let's see what I can do to get these guys erased. It's going to take me just a second, sweetie. If you'll be patient with me, I'll get rid of those. Okay, so let's take another value. We'll use our pretty pink, okay? So why don't we take like 13 and let's do 3/4. Okay? So, way I want you to think about it is when you do this problem, maybe you could put a box around the whole number and just really tell that whole number. I'm going to come back to you in a minute. Don't go away. Okay? And then what you're going to do is you're just going to take your 3/4 and you're going to say 3, my numerator, divided by 4, my denominator. Okay? And so here, 4 cannot go into 3, so there's like a little 0 there if you want. I always put an X over it. And then I'm going to add my decimal and my 0. Bring your decimal up. Okay, and now I'm going to ask myself, can 4 go into 30? And it can. It can go in 7 times. And 7 times 4 is 28. Okay. And again, if you're not great at your multiplication, you can always write your multiples of 4 out here on the side until you get to the one you need, okay? I just happen to have it memorized. So 7 times 4 is 28. I'm going to go ahead and borrow and subtract. So 10 minus 8 is 2. I'm going to add another 0 since I had a remainder, okay? And so it's going to say 20. And 4 can go into 20 5 times. Okay. And then 5 times 4 is 20. And I'm done. So what I've done is I converted the fraction part right here into the decimal, okay? But remember, we boxed this guy over here. Okay, and that guy is special. That guy goes here where that 0 is. So 13 and 3/4 is equivalent to 13 and 75 hundredths. Okay, so when you have a mixed number like that, the whole number piece is going to stay the same. And all you're going to do is focus on converting the fraction part into a decimal. I hope that helps. If not, download the free Google Hangouts app, and there's a call feature in there, and we can talk back and forth, and I have a dry erase board that I can work problems for you. Okay, thanks.